Hey guys, it's me again. Coming on a Tuesday, but a Tuesday. I'm literally gonna start this off by saying that this particular video is just to talk about the air in which we breathe and the challenges that are just hitting us at this time. I don't know about you guys, but I am seriously very empathic, and I can say that these last weeks have been insanely intense when it comes to not my own feelings, okay? Like, I pick up on a lot of different feelings, and I can say that there's been a wash of anxiousness that has been over me for the last 2 weeks, and it's increasing. And the thing is that as much as I try to push out, a lot of us need to do our clearing. A lot of us need to I do dancing. I try to get all the energy. I clear. I do as much as I can. But I know that this anxiety, and the thing is, I want to preface this, is that the anxiety is not just anxiety of bad anxiety. It's also that anxious feeling of when you're going to get married, or when you're going to walk into an important job interview, or when you're going to jump off a cliff and bungee jump, something like that. I can't even put my finger on this feeling of anxiousness that I feel. And I feel I carry that because like a lot of us, we do feel this as well. But the reason why I feel this other side of the anxiousness is because a lot of the hearts that I'm tapped into or feeling at this moment also feel victorious. And I'll just say this, okay? And I know this is going to sound weird, but in my day-to-day, I see God's presence everywhere. And I feel Yeshua coming towards us as well. And I don't know if that's the air of Yeshua or if it's going to be the manifestation of him in his whole entirety. But it's everything seems to be coming to a head. And I know that this particular style of anxiousness I have not felt probably throughout my whole duration. It's even kind of hindered me from making videos. And it's also hindered me from doing my readings because it's for example, I channeled one of the councils a couple days ago. And it was I was making the video and it was so profound that the video just conked out. And that was on my old phone that I need to get fixed. Not old phone, my new phone that needs to get fixed. And it's I feel things are so much more intense, and I feel I am myself as a channeler in a quaking of dissonance that I feel. And solely why I started this video is because in these moments in our life, just much like this, I found that at any point that I ever felt so alone, I always knew that God was there. A lot of people ask, myself or others, why do we do what we do? Why do we change our whole lives? Why do we shape things so differently? Why are we not the same people anymore? And it's because of God. I can honestly say this has got to be some of the most loneliest times of my life. But it's not the type of lonely that I used to feel. The type of lonely I used to feel was one of sorrow and sadness and a depth of emptiness that I could never fill. And ever since I came on my ascension journey, and maybe you guys feel this way too, it's you're brimming with hope and joy and beauty within oneself. That's how I felt these last years. Me evolving, you evolving, all of us growing, all of us shaping, all of us making all these precious moments with ourselves where we finally reconnect and we say to ourselves wow, this is really who I am. There's no greater feeling that I've ever felt as I have in these last years of loneliness. I've been with no persons, basically. I mean, I'm with my son, I'm with my dog, I see my mom, I have a couple slight friends, but I'm really to myself, and I bet a lot of you are too. But what I can honestly say is that I've never felt the type of loneliness I felt before God. And it is with God that loneliness isn't the same. It's like God was with us even from the beginning. I know that for myself. Like, I may have had a more lonely life than most people because I was an only child. I played a lot by myself. And all through my 20s, I traveled a lot all by myself. I was always around friends and family that didn't understand me, so I was all by myself. And yeah, sometimes I could be at clubs and sometimes I could be at big parties and big get-togethers, but I knew that there was not one person in that room that really truly sees me or saw me. I don't know how many conferences, how many places, how many boardrooms, how many jobs, how many everything. And to say at this point in my life, the only person that sees us is God. All those times that I, cried softly into my pillow when things would get really bad. And I always felt that hovering around me, like, we're here with you, we're watching. And you never feel truly alone when you're in God's eyes, or when you know that God's watching, or when you know that you're with God. So in some ways, I feel like the loneliness is for a time and it will pass. And a lot of us are destined and have had the opportunity to meet our soulmate or to meet our twin. And for those persons to meet your counter, which I know some of you haven't and some of you will, but that might be the first time we ever get to see that. To be with someone who respects and loves you and holds your soul as so precious as you do theirs. Might be the only time you actually get to feel God's love in the physical, And I truly feel like blessed they are because they get to see the Lord in each other, And I'm coming on because I haven't felt this united with everyone. Feeling the way I've been feeling these last weeks makes me know that I'm connected to many, because it's like I've had moments where I feel like I can't breathe. I've had moments where I feel like I have the weight of the world on my chest. I've had moments where I feel like I'm being strangled by like a football team. I've had moments where I feel like I'm underwater and I'm being held down. There's so many different versions of the same feeling, of this restraint, of this like wanting to break free. And I know it's not me. I know that it's like I am in feeling it. I am going through the motions. But if this is how the populace is feeling, or if this is how you guys are feeling, I just want to say that I hold the space for you. And I am always praying to God that we're all going to be great. And we will be. Because I think that from all the things that I can gather, that this time is going to be like no other. This time is going to shape us most definitely. And what we do know is that we can be reborn again. We can grow. We can form. We can change again and again. And it doesn't matter if it's in this lifetime or if it's in the next. But what I will say is that as anticipatory that my heart feels for all of you, I just want you guys to know that if you have been feeling lonely, or you feel desperate, or you feel like something is just too much to handle, I just want to know that I'm here with you. And I wish in some ways we could all hold each other's hands, through this time, because I'm clinging to my team right now. I'm clinging to every person I channel and every being, because it's like some part of me feels like we have to go through it, Like, that's the thing that I don't think a lot of beings get, or a lot of, other than God understands, because God's been with you your whole life. God has seen all your dreams, all your wishes, all your wants, all your aspirations, all the people you've loved, all the people that you feel like you're going to leave behind. And I do want to let you guys know that if you don't feel that, I hope this message hits you, because this would be your message to know that God is with you at this moment in time and for always. So I just wanted to come on and say that, because I haven't really wanted to make videos because of how much I've been processing. Like, even in my dream time, and I don't know if you guys ever analyze your dreams, and I keep imploring you guys to like analyze your dreams. I've noticed that my dreams have been very cushy, like very mellow and very, like, I don't want to wake up, and I haven't felt like that since I was a teenager. Like, where you just want to sleep in all day and just have the same dream. So I feel like a lot of us are going through more pleasant scenarios in our dreams, or at least I have. I would say like the first couple of weeks, from, I would say, most of October. I don't know about you guys, but I was being pulled into a lot of like 1960s styled, I don't know what they say. It was like jury duty. Like, you know, when you're in jury duty and you got to go deliberate with people and figure out what you're going to do, and you can't get out of a room. You got to figure it out. I kept going to the same place over and over, and there was just a bunch of us in 1960s clothes, smoking and looking out the window and deliberating and deliberating and deliberating. So after that section of of my dreams, and I say that was like a week and a half of that, I just started to have more, I don't know, innocent dreams, and more family orientated dreams, like dreams with my dad and dreams with my son and dreams doing funny things with them. And you know, so I feel like there's this sense of like my subconscious is trying to get me in a place of where I find bliss. So I truly feel like if my subconscious is telling me things are getting to a blissful place, they may be happening for you. And the reason why I also feel like this time is very hairy is because I feel like a big cycle is just closed for a lot of us. And I know people keep talking about cycles and talking about this, and like, the shift happened, it's been happening, it's been on for some time. And I mean, over a decade. I think the shift started happening right after, you know, the Twin Towers went down. I feel like the shift began around then. And it's been going on ever since. And I don't know if there was a time and place where we could have come to this space earlier. But I know that at this present moment, we have so many persons just all turning on, and it's not even something that we could even imagine. It's not even something that we could have even planned for. We're all just coming on. We're all just opening our eyes like new children to the world that we never saw before. And I feel like at this particular precipice, and maybe it's because I'm in North America, you know, like, everything is changing so drastically. And I feel like there is so much to be said about these cycles closing, because for myself, I feel like I'm closing out a major one. And it is hard to watch cycles close sometimes. But I know that it's something I've been waiting for about a year now. Once I knew what the cycle was about, once I knew the persons and the contracts and everything that it included. And if you guys don't know what this means, like, sometimes in your dream time, you can like have negotiations with persons in your life that you're currently, like, if you were to see this as like a video game or a play, like, you have certain persons in your life that you interact with that bring you to certain places in your personal trajectory. And sometimes when the trajectories can't go aligned and move together, you end up having to cut certain contracts or end certain cycles because you've learned lessons, and you don't need those participants to be there anymore. And that doesn't mean that they're gonna die. It means that they're just going to be like kind of shimmied out of your existence in some way, so that you're not really participating in the same like face to face all the time. And when those cycles do close, there is a form of mourning, because you're shedding more of yourself. You're shedding those that no longer serve the purpose, no longer serve yourself. So if you too feel like you're ending a cycle, sometimes these things can be 7 years, sometimes they can be 21 years, sometimes they can be longer than that, sometimes they can be shorter. But the one I'm experiencing is a very long one. And it took so long because from the moment that I knew that it was beginning to close was like last year. So it's like I've been going through the processes, and I think you guys have too, in this last year, where it's like we're finally getting to a place where it's like we are ready to begin the next march, you know. And I don't want to call it like that, because we always say the symbolistic speech to each other. Like, we all, as star seeds and light workers, we're all talking in the same lingo, because we know that we can't express, you know, how hard it is to express the knowledge, the innate knowledge that we're feeling, that we're going through. We all have different walks of life, but yet it's like something I'm saying resonates with you. It could be like ending a long relationship, like with a parent. It could be ending long relationships, like with longtime co-workers, or a job or a career, or you could be retiring. And what you'll notice is that by the time you've ended your lesson, and the lesson comes through persons, the lesson comes through if you've learned certain personal truths. And sometimes you can spend a whole lifetime learning a lesson. But if you are at a moment where you feel like you've learned a major one and it is ending, you'll notice that a certain ending in your physical 3D life is also taking place too. Maybe it's a move, maybe it's a marriage, maybe it's a change of scenery. Maybe you'll notice that these two things match up and they meet. So for myself, I know that the energy I feel, or that I feel is coming through me at this time, and I feel like this is what may be happening, is a form of rebirth. And again, because it's like now we've gotten this far, and we're going to shape a different trajectory at this point. And it's not like our older trajectory wasn't on the same march towards, but it was like there was this determination I feel like a lot of us had to go through. And when we made that determination, and I think a lot of us, I'm just saying, if you close a cycle, usually it's because you've got to let go of something very important to you. Because you have to know that your mission supersedes everything that is precious, maybe to you, or what you believe to be precious to you, what you are putting all of your energy and effort into as an illusionary token of what that means to you. I'm phrasing it in all kinds of ways, but it could mean that you had to make a very serious push towards something, because usually what you're giving up, you have to give up in order to get what you truly really wanted. So it is really hard. So if you are going through that, kudos to you. This is a tough time. The energies are reeling right now. So I did want to come on and do this solemn talk with you all, because I have been feeling solemn. I've been feeling like in a mourning, solemn type of thing, but it's like there's this exuberance that I know is boiling within me, because I feel like it's a change. It's a changeover. This happens not as often, but if no one's feeling this, then maybe it's just me ending a cycle. But I do feel like we're all interconnected and we're all entwined. So I don't think it's just me by my lonesome. So I was going to do some cards if I have the time. I'm just going to be quick. Oh, baby, energy cards. I've got like 7 minutes left on this feed before my memory dies, so I hope you guys are up for it. I do like to do this because I like it. I feel like it's a good energy booster, and I just like doing it. I mean, I've had people who really love it, and then I have people that are like, why do you do it? And you know what? I like to just connect with people. So there you go. But I will say this. There might be somebody in my collective, because this was coming through a lot today when I was telling myself I was going to do the cards, right? And then I kept getting this scene. And maybe a lot of women will resonate with this, but there's this scene from Little Mermaid where the Little Mermaid is the one with the beautiful voice. And when Ursula creates her beautiful self with the black hair, she steals Ariel's voice so that she can go and trap the prince. If you guys know what I'm talking about. So there might be a woman out there who's got a copycat trying to take the man that she loves or something, because I kept seeing that scene ever since like this afternoon when I said, oh yeah, Ashley, you should go on and do some cards. And that was the first thing that came out. Woman holding a coin, first one. See, maybe you're holding coins and somebody's trying to, yeah, it's like that whole thing from Little Mermaid is about that witch basically becoming, or what you would call like a Jezebel, I guess, and her taking Ariel's voice so she could get the prince to come, like kind of like a siren, like a mermaid siren, right? And that kept coming through today. So I don't know if there's somebody, or it could be male too, like it's just the reference to like somebody copying you or somebody taking something of yours and then trying to pawn it off as their own, or to try to lure. Like it could have even been like, you know, because the prince has money, it could have even been an investor. But it seems like you've got like some type of copycat who's after you. And I mean not after you, but like gunning for your position or your place. And I usually don't get these things, but I asked myself, I was like, oh, I'm going to do the cards. And that's what came up. Goddess of the Moon. So I can already tell whoever this is, she's mysterious and she's got a lot hiding. She's got a cat beside her too in the first one. So I hope I can get this done before it cuts. Maybe I'll just tack on the end because I don't like to not finish things. Man holding a coin. Okay, this is interesting. So there's a woman holding a coin and a man. So there's some pretty well-off people. Or it could be a sibling. Because like they could be each other's siblings because they both have coins and they're, but nah, I think this woman has money too, and indecision. Okay, I'm just gonna call it like it is. I'm gonna keep this as brief as possible because this is basically what I'm seeing. A woman holding a coin, and look how she's holding the coin. She's like holding it and clutching it, and she's got this like kind of cat that's like luring in spirit. So I get this feeling like this woman's trying to protect her coin. And then the next is the Goddess of the Moon. Now, in this case, I think sometimes the moon can be very gracious, but in this instance, I think it has to do with what she is hiding about herself from this man holding a coin, because he seems to be willing to give up the coin or like share the coin. Looks like she's not really about that. Like, look at her face. Her face is basically saying like, I don't know about you. And like the moon, the illusionary and the indecision, it's like even that looks like ominous, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like, you know, I feel like pulling a fifth card, guys. Sorry, I think I'm going to extend this. But anyways, and the indecision seems to be on the place of, and yin and yang. Okay, I went for the fifth because I was being called to go for the fifth. I might actually get tarot out to do this. Well, why not? Okay, I'm going to use the Muse Tarot. I'm just curious because this woman holding a coin's got me asking some questions. So yeah, I want to get a little more clarification on her. I told you guys that I want to start playing around with this too, and I do in my spare time. So I want to actually clear the cards. And yeah, let's see what comes out. But yeah, I wanted to come on because truly it was just to connect. I have been feeling really spotty lately because of how much has been put on me. And I know it's not me because everything is going in my life, you know, like the business is steady, everything's steady. And I feel like, you know, that steady as she blows feeling, like there's something about like pirates and I don't know, I was getting a lot of boat references in the last days too. And then this like mermaid thing came up. Okay, so page of materials. It's going to be a message for this woman. Yeah. Six of Voices. Yeah, it's like as if the moon is like this person's hiding what they need to tell this man holding a coin. And the man holding the coin is 10 of emotions. Like if you could, 10 of hearts or 10 of cups, if you want to put it that way. So that means that this guy is fully willing to give himself to this woman, but she's more holding on to her materialistic, like, she seems like she wants to hold on to her material wealth. 3 of materials. 3 of coins. Yeah, the indecision. It's funny because indecision usually is represented by the 3 of like wands or coins. So this is 3 of coins. So that's interesting. So it's something that has been bothering this woman for some time. I'll put it that way. And then the yin and yang. That was too many cards. I'm going to get the last one and then I'm going to do the other clarifiers. So we'll see. And then it'll cut and then I'll find it. And then we've got the 6 of Wands. Huh. Star quality. That's what I'm getting from that. Star quality. Okay. I'm gonna clarify with the last cards, but that means star quality, yin and yang. Huh? It's like as if that might be what both persons are fighting over, or want, or wish to have through their union. There's the 6 of Inspiration, 6 of Wands. Yeah. Like star quality. So what I've got here is I've got the woman holding a coin with the Page of Materials. So when I think of the Page of Materials, I think about the air of like manifestation, or actually like this is how you get the coins, is because you're inspired and you're actually putting your plans into motion. So that might be what you are seeing, is that you're actually, and maybe that's why you're holding on to it, because maybe this is new to you, or maybe you're seeing like your actual fruitfulness coming through right now with the Page of Materials. Sorry guys, because this means that you were inspired, you took action, and you basically went towards the action and actually created something, and it's like you manifested that creation. Now when I look at the Goddess of the Moon, right, and then I got the 6 of Voices, okay, this has to do with actually standing in your, like speaking to the things that are most important to you. So the fact that the Goddess of the Moon is here is that maybe in a certain time you were someone who was more guarded, because the moon usually represents things that are hidden. So it's like as if you're actually coming to terms with like actually speaking to the things that do pester you or bother you. So that's what I was seeing. Like, so this is how this is going. Now this is beautiful. Okay, this man holding a coin is already full of plentifulness, right? But then on top of it, he's got the 10 of Emotions. This is 10 of Cups. Like, that's like community. That's like love. That's like this person that's coming into your purview. And the thing that I find interesting is that whoever my energy is covering right now, meaning you, you're not looking this way, because I think you're like very invested in what's going on like in your current life with the Page of Materials. It's like you're actually like working on your business, etc., and it's blossoming. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you're kind of like really and the same with this Goddess of the Moon. It's like they're not even facing each other, like their backs are turned, right? So what I think is like, as much as she's working in her own right and building this business, or be finding her plentifulness, like there's things that she wasn't willing to face about herself. And I feel like she's actually coming to a place where she's in a place of revealing what it is that really is for her. And at the same time, like this guy who's going to come your way, like not only is he handsome, he has money, but then he's also willing to give you that outpouring, which most, everybody wants, where he's actually going to show his emotional side too. So that's like a trifecta of greatness, like whoever you are. And I'm saying, like, that was that feeling I was getting of that Ariel thing. It's like, you don't want this guy to go away. And I don't know why that other woman was coming into it. But what I will say is that an indecision, right? Like, maybe you're at a crossroads right now also about like what you're going to do with your love life, or if you're going to pursue a love life or something to that degree. It's after the fact of meeting this man with a coin. And this is the three materials. It's like, in a weird way, it's like, I don't know if you have this man already in your life and maybe they proposed something to you, because this represents like family. This means togetherness. This means like collaboration. So I am definitely feeling like maybe this man wanted to collaborate with you. And for some reason, it's like you're indecisive if you want all of those things. It's like in a weird way, and I feel like that's why I kind of get this like auspicious feeling from her, because I feel like she's really guarded. Because it's like, even though things are going right for her, she still feels like she has to be in a place of indecision when this is all being proposed to her. This is what's making her indecisive, is if she wants to collaborate, if she wants to be in this. So this is a little perplexing to me. But what I will say is that whoever this person is, they are your equal. And it was just like what I was saying in the videos about the blessed persons that do meet their twins and do meet their soulmates. You guys are meant for each other. And what I will say is that with the yin and yang, you got to find that balance. You got to find what you're good at, what you're not good at, let them hold you, etc., right? But this Six of Inspiration makes me understand that the two of you have this goal in mind, and I think it's for shining, for stardom. So it's like, that's also what you guys have in common. So it's really beautiful. And I was going to pull one other type of cards for this. I was going to do the Return to Spirit cards. I'm just going to kind of overlay, like, kind of like what's the outcome of this to be, or like what's the message or takeaway if you are going through this. I'm going to do all five, but yeah, because this is very powerful stuff. I told you guys I want to start moving into this a little bit because I find it very fascinating. Because it's like, in some ways, like, we can all give each other messages, you know what I mean? But yeah, I do like doing tarot cards. But whoever you are, and I don't know why I was getting that Little Mermaid thing. Archangel Metatron, so it feels like, kind of back to what I was saying about the cycles closing and how this is a momentous time. I'm getting this feeling that whatever this woman has been going through, whoever you are, you've gone through a lot to get where you are right now. And it feels like as this thing's blossoming, this is a momentous time for your blueprint or your course of life. And I feel like Metatron's standing firmly with you, recording everything that's taking place. And not only that, I feel like that might be like how you're inspired with your plans, is through, because Metatron not only oversees like the largest library of database I could ever describe. To have this person maybe overseeing where you're moving right now is probably a very good sign that you guys are really highly in tune with your course and path right now. Because it doesn't seem like you're missing a beat at all from what I can see. Now back to the you discovering your truest self and speaking your truest voice in a sense. Like that, I think, speaks to the collaboration part. Hostilities. See, this is what I'm saying. There's something about you not sharing, or you not, because the moon and hostilities, it's like there's this budding, vibrant speaker in you, but it's like, and even in this card where it's actually to try to open you up, there's like this like hooded, you know, figure over here by her hand, kind of like Zorro, you know, like there's this essence of you knowing that this is like what you need to do, but you keep finding that you're in this state of hostilities when it comes to, and that's why it's guarded, and that's why the moon is there, because it's like there's something that you're thinking you're going to find if you do open up about this, whatever this may be. And I think it has to do with this community, this love, what you're going through, why you feel so indecisive, because there's something that you're probably not telling yourself, I feel, from this. situation. Now, I don't want to clarify this guy because he sounds amazing already. You know, I'm like, I don't want this card to come out and it's a bummer, you know what I mean? I don't want that to happen, but I definitely feel like whoever you are, my dear. But yeah, I couldn't shake that reference to The Little Mermaid. I really couldn't. It was really getting to me. And I was like, well, whoever this woman is. Oh my gosh, caring connection. Like, this guy's solid, man. Whoever you are, like, and for the cards to all come in fruition like this, like all aligned, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and in this instance, I feel like this is exactly where you want to be. And I don't think he's going to give up. I don't think he's that type. I don't think he's somebody. I feel like he's the type of guy that really wants to be there for you, whoever you are. Or a woman. I'm sorry. I did it like the sexes. It's just because this is what I'm seeing. But it could be interchangeable. So it could be my lady. You know, that's very caring towards my mister. You know, it could be too many cards. Okay, this indecision. What's this indecision about? Joy, it seems like. About the community, about the collaboration. Why are you indecisive? Yeah, like even all these cards, the sun, cornucopia, the earth, or the world, like it all sounds good. Sorry, I'm going to wait to get one clarifier on what this is about or what message you could take away with this. The thinking man. Oh, now I get it. Okay. Now I know why you're indecisive. I totally get it now. So this seems like Mr. Caring Connections over here. I don't think you guys are communicating. That's what this tells me. Because that's probably what's going on with the moon. It's like as if maybe the two of you haven't communicated or something. Because when I see this thinking man, this is more of like where your indecision's coming from. It's like as if he's ready, willing, and able, loves you to death, has all this emotion and all this security and everything you're looking for. But you think that he's still thinking about you, like he hasn't made up his mind. And that's why you're so indecisive, because you don't know what path to take. You're like, do I go on this path that looks all lined up for me? I'm working with Metatron on my business, on all this stuff. But at the same time, it's like there's this possibility of you being with someone great. I don't know if you're truly aware of it, because it seems like there's something that you're hiding to yourself or you're hiding from him, and you're basically not expressing it. So maybe that's why this person is already aligned for you and you just got to go get it or something. But it seems like the reason why you don't just go up to this guy and say is because you think that, but I'm going to say this, then maybe he hasn't said anything, or maybe he hasn't shown himself enough. See, in yin and yang's community, it's all matching up. It's all matching up. So, oh man, whoever you are, I'm going to sum this up as best as I can, okay? There is some fine man or woman who is walking into a lot of abundance. They are very skeptical of the abundance. Not skeptical, I'm going to change the words. The reason why, like, she's a little leery, she's coming into it, so it's new to her, I have the feeling. And it's like a budding rose, like I said, it's like budding for her. And it's like as if, like, Metatron's working with this particular person, whoever you are, because it's like you're kind of having the foresight to, like, see how your life's going to work out. And at the same time, but, okay, and this is what makes sense. Okay, thank you, Spirit. I love when this happens. It's like as if you've turned your back to the community idea or the love idea. And that might be why the moon shows up. Because it's like as if, like, there's a part of you that just had to go on. You just had to keep trucking. And that's what you hold in the moon. You hold that, you bear that feeling where you're just like, you know, I had to do what I had to do. I had to keep moving. I had to keep going forth with my business. But it's like as if, like, maybe there's this guy that either you're not aware of, or that is desperately willing to be with you, or I get the feeling like he's been waiting for you a long time. And the thing is that there's something about you not facing that to yourself, that you want that as well. And that's why you keep seeing the hostilities, because it's like every time you feel like you would, could go forward to this person or whatnot, you're still stuck with that thinking that this person's only thinking about you or thought about you, and you're not really a prize in their eyes, something like that. And that's what makes you indecisive to even go pursue this other portion of your truest will and wants. And it seems like this guy, whoever he is, or woman, whoever she is to you, has got it all. They're handsome, they've got money, they've got support, they've got the emotion. They just want to be there for you. And at the same time, it's like, but there's some miscommunication that you two have where you don't see him for this guy. It's like you're miscommunicating this guy in your mind for this guy. So you don't persist, or you don't know what to do. Your heart tells you you're in love with him or something, but you don't see the reciprocation from him maybe in some way. And because of that, you stay indecisive, but you truly want the community. You truly want the collaboration. You truly want these things. And you know that you guys are perfect for each other. That's why the yin and yang comes out. And you both want to be stars in your own right. And you both want the community. So there's some kind of trip up between, like, you know what? Let me do this, guys. I got to look up the Six of Voices, because this is so in depth that I don't want to make a mistake, okay? Like, the Six of Voices I'm perceiving as like you wanting to break out or wanting to voice. Transitions, help coming from unexpected place, quiet movement, successful expansion after a period of difficulty. Yes, okay, cool. That's exactly what I meant. So this actually makes sense. Maybe it's this whole change that you're going through with Metatron and your success, like your actual success, like I was saying, like you're coming into this money and your success. And that is what's going to handle your perceived, let's say, mistruths to yourself, or these hostilities you feel. Like in some ways too, I feel like you see the guy as this guy too. So it's like, not only does he seem like the thinking man, he seems like the hostile guy in your mind as well. And the only reason why I say that is because it's like there's a male here, and it's like in your mind, what you hold inside of yourself, it's like you perceive that this is what you're going to face if you unravel, type of thing. But really what you're going to get is this if you go for it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get the real sweetheart. You're going to get the good guy. You're going to get that guy, the one you've been waiting for. And it's going to be genuine. So whoever you are. And then I wonder if it's also because of that mermaid thing. Like maybe there's a woman in the mix, but I don't see another woman here. So I'm not going to sully that, but I couldn't get over that. But yeah, whoever you are, it sounds like you've got a great deal waiting for you. And if you are one of my followers, please, for the love of everyone, write me a message, because you and this guy are going to be stars together and you're going to shine bright. So have a good night, guys. I just want to say, if you are feeling lonely or you are feeling like there's a lot of weight on you, I'm right here with you. If you do like what I'm saying, please like, please share, please subscribe. But this was more of a personal blog from me to you, just to say, hey, I'm alive. Hope you are too. Bye for now.